Great to get back to winning ways on Saturday, but I'm sure the sort of nature of the performance pleased you as much as anything, did it?
I think the performance mainly was the reason why we won the game. I think everyone did their jobs properly. It was nice to see the defence and the back four, Luke and Granty in front, defending a lot of balls into our box, and something we probably went away from previously. So that was nice to get back to that, and to score 2 goals in the break as well. I was delighted for Junior, because he's been working hard, Junior, and it was nice for him to get the rewards for it.
I don't know if you heard the interview Junior did afterwards, but it was quite refreshing, really. Absolutely clear that it meant a lot to him that he scored in the Football League. He was almost in tears, I think, when he scored the first goal. He seems like a bit of a breath of fresh air. Is he like that behind the scenes?
When I first brought him in here on trial, he played in a 21 game for us, and he scored in the game. And I spoke to him straight after the game. I told him that I'd like to offer him a contract, and he sort of had a tear in his eye. Then he was like, I really want this. It's everything I've worked for. I've realised I've got a bit of a checkered past and things that I did at I think it was Wickham when he was there, and he's been top drawer since he come in. He wants to learn. He wants to do extra. We've put a lot of extra sessions on for him. We've done a lot of video work with him, and just try to involve him as much as we can. Really, even when he hadn't signed, he was still training with us, trying to get him up to speed. But he was still going back to play for St Albans and train with them on a Thursday night. And it was good that, because he was a January signing, but he really wasn't, because we'd signed him way before that. So it was. He's been a breath of fresh air since he come in, and I think all the boys have bought into him, and he's starting to get rewards for it now.
And while we're on strikers, I should mention McCann Smith, because he looked full of energy and full of running on Saturday. Does he suit your style of play, your high pressing game, perfectly, up there with Nichols either alongside him or just in behind?
100%. Tom, Craig, Junior, definitely them three. Leon Gold can do more on that in terms of the pressing. That's something we're working with him at the minute in his game. But for him to see the likes of Craig and Tom, and then when Junior come on, the appetite, the hunger they've got, is only good for Lee, because Lee's a top player. But that side of the game is something you need when you're centre forward, and something this club's always been used to. Centre forwards who work hard, who hassle opponents, who are brave. And the more you do that, the luckier you get in front of the goal. I believe that 100%. And like I say, the club's been used to that in Craig McHale Smith, Aaron McLean, Britta Sumbalunga, Dwight Gale. They all work hard, and that's something that our centre forwards are getting. I think they've seen it since Craig came in. Just his work rate, even in training, he never gives a defender a minute's rest, and he was brilliant. Craig just made the right runs, went the right channels. Never give anyone a chance to put their head up or pick a pass, and Tom was the same. If you look back on the second goal, Junior's goal, something we worked on with the centre forwards about their pressing, and he closed the fullback down and we scored off it. So yeah, that is something we've been used to at this football club. Even when Shaq was here, even he didn't get the goals, but his work rate was good. So that's something that I'm trying to get into all the centre forwards.
And Lee obviously will adapt, I'm sure, in time. So if he's starting at the minute, do you just have to adapt and adjust the way you play a bit when Angle starts and leads the line?
No. He has to adjust to us. That's the main thing. That's the way we want to play. We want our centre forwards to work hard, to put pressure on back fours, to get into positions that we can break on teams, and that's something that we are working with Lee every day. We're working with all the strikers in terms of their positions and their pressing and the angles of approach and things like that. So it's not about us adapting to Lee. Lee has to adapt to us, like everyone is, and he will get it because he's a young kid. Lee's the same. He wants to learn. We ain't got no big heads or big egos at the club. We all want to learn.
And you won at the weekend, of course, without Forrester. How is he? Is he going to be fit for this weekend?
Well, he still hasn't trained, Chris. He had an injection this week, a steroid injection just in the top of his hamstring to try and ease the pain a bit. He did some work with a physio today. We're hoping he's going to train tomorrow, which I think he will. I've just seen the physio, so it's good to have him back. Obviously, he's the skipper, and his performances have been great for the most of the season. Probably died down for 2 or 3 games, as did most of the squad really over January. But great to have him back, and he definitely comes into thinking for the weekend.
But I guess you won't need to rush him, will you? Because of course you've got Grant, who came in and did a really good job, and he'll protect that back four on the balance of the midfield. It again looked good on Saturday.
Well, it's one thing I like creating at the club, and I think we've done it most of the season in terms of competition and people wanting to fight for their place in the team. Some of the boys who didn't want to fight are no longer here. The ones who do are here. So that's something we're creating. It's like a learning culture of where everyone has to buy into what we're doing. It's no good getting down or downbeat about not being in the team. You got to fight to be in the team. At the minute, we've got Andrew Hughes who's fighting. We've got Jack Baldwin coming back from injury who's fighting, and the rest of them. Well, midfielders are all fighting for 4 places in the midfield as well. So Chrissy's no different, and being the captain of the football club, he knows that he's got to fight to get back in the team.
And worth mentioning the left back position, because Hughes was on the bench. Bingham Williams played against Port Vale, did well, and you've said throughout the season, haven't you, if a player does well, he keeps the shirt for the next game.
Jerome's attitude's been top drawer all season. I've dipped him in and out in a couple of games, and he hasn't really had a run in the team. But he's been top drawer since he come into the building. He's always asking how can he improve, what does he need to do to get in the team. The team was going through a good run at the time, and he always come and ask me. It's one thing I'll do as a manager. If you play well and you deserve to keep your place in the team, you keep your place in the team. That's the bottom line, and I'll give them that respect, and hopefully they can put the performance for me on the pitch, and you keep your place in the team.
Could that be a key area of the pitch, do you think, this weekend? Because Freeman, he gets assists, he gets goals, doesn't he? And he's very attacking down that right-hand side. So is that going to be a good battle, do you think, between him and Jerome on Saturday?
It will be, yeah. He's done well, Freeman, for them this year. I think he's got 5 or 6 goals for them. He sets quite a lot of goals up for them. He's really attacking, so it'll be a good battle. It'll be a really good battle, because Jerome likes to get forward. He likes to, play on the front foot as well. So he's in good form, Jerome. He really is, and I was pleased that I kept him in the team after that last defeat, because I felt as if the more games he'll play, the better he'll get, and I think the Peterborough fans will start seeing the real Jerome Bingham Williams. Just before the Port Vale game, I said to him, listen, go and play the game like you've trained over the past 2 or 3 months. Think about nothing else and playing in the game like you trained, and I thought he did. I thought he was very good.
And Sheffield United, it's a great game, isn't it? Full house against top of the league. It's the sort of game I'm sure you'd love to get your boots and be involved, Grant. Yeah,
well, listen, they're the top of the league. They're the best team in the league at the minute. It's going to be a really tough game, but one we're looking forward to. We need to make sure we try and turn around our form at home a little bit. We're going to try a few things differently in terms of leading up to the game to see if it'll help us. And great game for the boys. Everyone's looking forward to it. We've switched on straight away from Tuesday onwards in terms of this game, and great game for us, and can't wait for it to happen.
Are you tweaking preparation a bit then, are you? Is that psychology more than anything, just to try and get the players into a different place before a home match?
Yeah, just a couple of things we'll keep in house really. Nothing needs to be coming out in the public, but just a couple of little alterations in terms of how we usually do a home game, just to see if that'll change the mentality, the preparation, like you say, and see how we go, because we know that we've got, I think it's 8 or 9 home games left in the season, and we need to pick up as many points as we can at home if we're going to have a serious chance, and the boys are well aware of that.
And Sheffield United, obviously top of the table, they recruited again, didn't they? And recruited pretty well in January. I suppose Hansen was the headline buy, wasn't he, from Bradford? But again, they've strengthened their squad.
Yeah, they have. Samir Crothers, good signing from MK Dons, and Jay O'Shea from Chesterfield, and young boy Riley from Man United. They've made some good signings for this league, but they've added to the quality they've already got. As have we, though. I think we've done the same. They're a strong team. They've done well this year. They've got a good manager. Chris is a really good manager. You see when he done at Northampton. So we're looking forward to pitting our wits against them. It's going to be. I thought we'd done really well against them at their place. Possibly unlucky not to come away with something. So another good test for us. We just need to make sure that everyone, stays stays in the middle ground, not to get too carried away if things don't go our way early on in the game, and the fans stay behind us, because we're going to need them all.
And big game mentality, we've talked about it this season, but generally the players like a big match, don't they? The local derbies with Northampton being an example, and you'll want that again this weekend.
Yeah, on a whole, the big games we've been good this year. Maybe in the MK Dons game we weren't, obviously, but the rest of them we have been, and the boys like them. They like the big games, and they're all looking forward to it. It's another one. I think there's going to be 9,000 or 10,000 there. Massive following from Sheffield coming, and I just hope our fans in the day can come out and help us, which I'm sure they will. They always do, and get behind us from the first minute, because we're going to need them now till the end of the season. Any
other fresh injuries other than the ones we've mentioned?
No, nothing. I think we're all good on the injury front. Like I say, Jack Baldwin's trained all week. Harry Anderson's going to be out with a fitness coach next week, which is good. Michael Boswick's still a couple of weeks away. So everybody else is fine, and everyone's chomping at the bit for the game.
Is Jack in contention to be in the squad this weekend then, Grant, or is that a bit too soon?
No, he's looked good. Jack will be in and around it for sure. He's looked really good. He's had the 2 weeks with Ben in terms of his mini pre-season, if you like. So he's had this full week training with us. He looks like he's ready to go, Jack, and like I say, he's got a great attitude. Tremendous temperament, and having someone like Jack coming back in and around your squad can only help us.